All right, we are live. Welcome back, everybody.
How we
I
doing?
have the honor and pleasure getting to chat with our guest here. He's one of the bigger editors in this space. He's gotten to edit for PokeRev, Goated Polls. There's a lot of people.
Goated Polls.
Videos that he edits. So everyone, please give a warm welcome for Axypack.
Pleasure's all mine, brother. This is our first time properly talking too.
Yeah,
so we're gonna get to know each other.
Digitally meet you. So anyone who comes in later, I'm gonna drop his Insta in the chat. Pin it for a sec. So go follow him, check out his work, and we'll get into some of the craziest clips you've edited.
In
a bit. But yeah, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Obviously, what you do and kind of how you got into Pokemon.
Yeah, so my name is Daniel. Most of you probably know me as Axy. I pretty much produce a bunch of videos for the Pokemon community creators like PokeRev, Goated Polls, as Zach mentioned. Pokemon has literally taken over my life for the past 4 years, ever since the whole 2020 boom. And I've met an insane amount of friends and people throughout the hobby. And then, yeah, I guess we're just here now, chopping it up. I've also worked with a bunch of other creators like Mr. Beast. You probably know him.
Yeah, I think most people know him.
Yes. Yeah, around 450 million subscribers only. Yeah.
Are you still working with him and PokeRev, or is it?
It's just mainly Rev right now. Arvin, Goated Polls. I'm working with a new guy, High End Heaven. Probably heard of him.
Oh,
the card guard. Yeah, card kid. Very nice kid. Been fun working with him. And a few other people on the side. I do those are main full-time clients, I guess, for Pokemon. And then I also do one-off work for vendors and just whoever honestly needs a video. And then, yeah, honestly, my main clientele right now is Pokemon, which is kind of very funny because I didn't come from that.
Where did you originally come from in creating?
Originally, it was video game stuff like Apex Legends, Call of Duty. I did montages. I connected with pro players and I did their montages, and then kind of got connects through that to make IRL content. And then that kind of gave me the experience to work with an insanely broad variety because I'm not just constricted to gaming. You know what I mean?
That's dope. I also, I don't come from gaming, but have played games all my life. So that's
hell yeah,
definitely a cool industry to be a part of. Do you personally play games at all still, or?
I play games when it comes to playing with friends. If my friends oh, hop on Call of Duty, I'll hop on Call of Duty. Or the only other game I really play is Fortnite, which is funny because I didn't think I'd still be playing Fortnite, but it's very addicting, especially if you kind of get good at building. That's when the fun starts. And then I've been addicted to Terraria recently, which I don't know why. Every few years I come back to that game and I'm just invested, which is I don't know, it's super fun.
Yeah, no, I played that on my MacBook for a while. It's a pretty fun game.
Yeah, I'm playing on my MacBook too. It's so easy just to open it and just start gaming.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd like it because it's 2D flat, but low-key it's pretty fun.
You would think.
Yeah. So I want to get into I guess we kind of talked about your first steps in content creation. So you started in gaming and sort of made your way over into Pokemon. Are you doing this full time?
Editing or Pokemon buying, selling?
I guess let's start with the editing component.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could say it's my full-time job. I run a production agency which works with a variety of people, but myself, I personally work for the few I listed because honestly, it's just I like Pokemon content and it's super easy to just edit for me. Because honestly, the other stuff we edit, for example, I wouldn't want to edit a Mr. Beast video right now. You know what I mean? Because so much time and effort that goes into it. Where it's I could just edit these Pokemon videos like that and just get it done. But other than that, I'm trying to get into the automotive content space, eventually kind of get into that. I think it would be a cool field to be a part of.
Automotive?
Yeah, like car content, bro. It's like I've been like super intrigued with cars recently. And I kind of want to get into the field because I think like you can make really good connections. And then I don't know, maybe one day you'll get a car that you really want at like a discounted rate. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Cool. Son of a Merc says legends.
What's good, Merc?
Well, I saw actually you had your own YouTube channel at one point. What kind of made you pursue create, or are you gonna take that up again at some point in the future, or is it just too much time?
It's a lot of editing, which is like, obviously I'm an editor, but it's like, how much can I take of like editing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I could have like my own editor and like content made sense for me, I totally would. And I'm super picky about my edits too. So I feel like that wouldn't translate well when hiring someone. Like I'd be like, no, I don't like this. Cause like, I know what goes into an edit and what makes it good. And it's like, it's going to be very annoying teaching someone. So I guess I also like being in the background of stuff. I like the behind the scenes work and putting a project together more than like being on camera, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess could you maybe go into more of like the origin of how you landed the role with Rev? Like, did he reach out to you? Did you reach out to him? Did you edit something and send it to him? Or
yeah, so with Rev, it's actually a funny story because again, like when the Logan Paul 2020 boom happened, I got into like Pokemon because I was opening like Dragon Ball stuff before then in 2019. But I wasn't like into Pokemon like that. My brother was super heavy into it and he collected all the first edition WotC stuff back in the day. But I never had like a personal attachment to it. But after the 2020 boom, I was like, dude, this is like sick. Like I'm gonna start opening this and that. And I got into it super heavy. And I was like, you know, it'd be fun to work with a Pokemon content creator because this is like all the content I consume right now is just Pokemon. It would just be like super fun to work on that. Kind of like how I'm right now with cars. I want to kind of get into that field. So I emailed, this is the funny part. I emailed probably like 5 different YouTubers, big YouTubers. It was Rev, Leonhardt, and like a few other people who were doing Pokemon back then, probably Unlisted Leaf, whoever. And then no one responded other than Rev, which was funny because
how big was he back then though? He would have been like what, like 200 or 300K, or was he bigger than that?
Less.
Oh, really?
It was like, it was like around 100K because I remember he had a 100K plaque, and that was mainly through streaming, bro. Like he was streaming daily, dang near 24 hours a day, ripping insane amounts of packs. Like no streamer right now could ever compare to him. He's like the LeBron of like pack openings. You know what I mean? So he was doing that all day, and then he got a bunch of subs, like a bunch of mainstream streamers like Mizkif, Moist Critical. They did like videos with him, and he was like just shunned to like the main audience of like the mainstream. And then he was like, you know what? He saw my email and he was like, an editor would probably be a great idea because he can't make actual videos if he's just like editing and streaming all day. So it pretty much hit me up, and I was like, oh yeah, that would be so cool to work with you. Ghost me for like 6 months. I was like, dang, I didn't get the job. And then it hits me back up and he was like, sorry, bro, I was too busy opening packs. I didn't have any time. I was like, wow, that was baller. So after that, we connected. I did a video. He really liked it. And then that's pretty much history. Like it's been insane, like the growth we have on this one channel. Because I've worked with like channels that are huge and massive on their own right. But it's like to see a channel grow from like 100K to like 3.1 mil. Like, and you're doing almost all of the labor behind the scenes. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think he is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's still the biggest Pokemon content creator, is he not? I think Pat's catching up slowly, but he's still... Yeah,
I think he's the most subbed right now. Pat, I think, gets more views with like the shorts and stuff, and obviously the main long form videos. But sub-wise, I think it's Rev.
Should reach out to Pat. That could be a good opportunity.
Dude, funny thing about that, bro, his editor, his name is Daniel too, and we have the same birthday.
Whoa.
Isn't that insane?
Meant to be.
Yeah, no, it's meant to be. But I've worked with Pat on like a card party promotion for the first one. It was like a graphic we did, and it was like presented in the main hall, which is pretty dope. But other than that, Pat's videos take up way too much time. I would never want to edit them.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tops and
Yeah, for me, it's like I like working in quantity because it's like you spend less time on a project and you get more money in a sense than if you just spend like so much time on one project where it's like you kind of expect what to get paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and as someone who has extremely subpar editing skills, it's if you spend too long on something, you start to over analyze, I feel like, down
100%.
to like the tiniest little details where you're like, dude, this is not, I just got to put this out and like get it out there. I'm sure it's a little bit harder for clients, but you still have that back and forth like dialogue of like, hey, I like this, but maybe tweak this a little bit more.
Yeah, so it's like, honestly, that doesn't exist right now with my clients, which is like another blessing, which I love about Pokemon.
You like streamlined it?
I streamlined it so hard where it's literally like, they just trust me with just uploading. Like they don't even gotta watch. Like only ones who check videos is Rev, and he has Blastoise. I forgot. Damn, it was like Blastoise 83 or something. I'm sorry, Danny. I'm sorry. I forgot his Instagram at, but he's kind of like his manager who helps with like the uploads and stuff. He's the only one who QAs them.
Gotcha.
QC, my bad. QCs them. And then I haven't had like a error or like a note in like a month or two. So I'm like on a streak. So it's like when I don't get anything wrong, I'm like, let's go. But go to pulls and High in Heaven, we just post like whenever it's done.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Son of a Merc asks how to edit videos that are evergreen.
Evergreen. What does that mean?
I think he means like, so my understanding of evergreen content would be like something that is, I don't want to say this, like watchable throughout, like no matter the time frame. So like how to jump your car or something like that, you know, like that's quote unquote evergreen in my opinion, I think. Where it's like, I think he's saying it's confusing when he's asking it about editing as opposed to like the video recording.
Yeah, so it's like with edit wise, it's like you pretty much try to like figure it out for them. You kind of have like, you work with what you got. It's honestly really hard when you're just editing the video, but if you're filming and recording, it's just easy to kind of lay out, like take like a few hours to just lay a video out, start and to finish, make sure the hook's right, make sure A leads to B and B leads to C, and there's foreshadowing from A to C, and it's just like keeps the viewer engaged and hooked throughout the video.
And then Rev's pretty energized, I feel like, in a lot of his pack opening. And that's the other thing is probably pack openings in general are pretty quote unquote evergreen, where it's like people are going to want to watch pack openings from any era theoretically.
Yeah, so, but it's like, how many of those pack openings can you take? You know what I mean? We're kind of getting to a stalemate where it's like, how much more can you open until there's like fresh content like there? You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm at a point where it's like vending is cool. That was kind of like not really vending content. I mean, it wasn't really a thing when me and Rev started working together. So that's kind of like a cool medium. Pat started his own thing.
I totally misunderstood. He said how to edit videos are evergreen. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
There's definitely some of those out there where it's like I think he means like how to edit on DaVinci Resolve for beginners, or like how to edit on CapCut for beginners. Like that's something where someone will always, there will always be a need. But I think what we were going into still makes sense. That is interesting because I think, I mean, even when you think about pack opening, like for example, if we go back to Pat, he's still just doing pack opening, but he's sort of added another layer now where it's like he's got his jingle. There's like a lot of anticipation. I know, what's his name? Alex Hodges. He also does that where he kind of like goes to the show and picks out a particular pack, or they're chasing a particular card. So there is some layers to it, but I understand what you're saying where it's like kind of how many more packs can we open till
until the wheel fall off. Yeah. But it's like the thing is with them is the content they do is A, like very streamlined, and B, it's very like simple to follow. And if it's done properly, like how they do it, it's executed very well. It will always do well. Because in a sense, it's like visual and audio ASMR, where it's like you kind of know what you're going to expect and you like it. So you're just going to keep watching every single one of their videos because the sound is right, the way they start is right, the way they speak is right. You know what I mean? It's like you kind of get addicted to like the visual and the sound. So what I'm trying to get at is when you kind of get the formula of why a video looks good, you can kind of start reaching for other pieces of the pie. Like, sure, you know how to have a good hook and you know how to keep retention, but what is the video going to be about? That's another part of it. So that's where you kind of like either be like extremely creative and come up with your own idea, or you can kind of take ideas from other places. Like, for example, and I don't know this for 100%, I'm literally just speculating because of the similarities, and I haven't talked to Pat about it, but his content is very like Ryan Trahan style, where it's like if you just watch a Ryan Trahan video and a Pat video, there's very similar beats on how it's structured. So he takes like the way he structures a video and implements it in Pokemon. And honestly, that's how I feel like a lot of brand new niches start popping up within these communities. If you know what I mean, like those coin flip videos, those were the watch guys were doing it. You know what I mean? The guys
right.
sell the watches, they were doing it. So then they were like, oh, let me just do it at the show. And they invented a whole new like vendor subgenre. If that makes sense. So if you're trying to come up with good ideas, it's just watch other people in other niches, see how you can implement what's working for them into your content, and then pray it goes good. You know what I mean? There's always that luck aspect involved in it, but you know.
Yeah, those subgenres are pretty interesting. I feel like another one I've seen is like with Scott's PC, he does like the vending machine or the gumball machine or whatever, and it pops out like a type of card or a specific Pokemon that he's supposed to pull. And then it like, I don't know. I like a lot of there's this one Japanese pack opener. I'll send you a link to him after that. Just strictly does ASMR, and he wears like black latex gloves, and he like cracks his knuckles at the beginning and lays out a huge amount of packs and just calculates the price in yen. But it's
you know what's funny about that? There's literally another channel like that who does that for video game unboxings. They literally have black gloves on, white background. I don't know if they have a white background, but the one I'm talking about has a white background, and he just ASMR opens like limited edition of games, and it's really fun to watch, and those get millions of views. So it's like,
does he talk at all?
No talking.
Yeah, dude, and that's what's crazy. Some of those that's what Mr. Beast was saying too. A lot of the no speaking videos, ASMR type videos, like do really well because it's globally understood, I guess, if there's no words.
Yeah, no, for sure. And also kind of like, because every video you see, someone starts talking. So it's like when someone doesn't talk, your brain pauses for like, even if it's like for a millisecond, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's still something that gets considered in a view. If that makes sense.
I think a lot of it too is that a lot of us I know me when I'm at work, like a lot of people apparently don't watch videos with audio anymore. That's why like the captions and like subtitles and stuff are pretty important. And so even if you're watching some of those ones that again might be ASMR, but if it's just like an opening experience or a visual experience, it could still perform pretty well.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that is that it's actually like a thing we consider. Well, not for like Pokemon people because it's kind of hard to execute when you're not recording. But when I'm like helping a creator record and actually brainstorm with the content ideas and stuff, we try to incorporate the 10-second rule, which is like, is your video watchable without audio for the first 10 seconds, and are you going to get hooked? Only because YouTube introduced that one feature on, like, it's on PC and on TV where it's like you can just watch a video with no audio and there's just like subtitles before you click on it. You know what I mean? So that's a huge thing where it's like, can you hook the person without audio with the first 10 seconds? And
that is
it's a lot of like weird niche nitpicky stuff that goes into content, but it's like, it's kind of fun when you get the hang of it and you know what's going on. You get in a rhythm.
That honestly is so interesting because I'm thinking about like, I don't even really try to edit my longer form videos at this point, but I would like to eventually. But I could imagine how if someone just sees my face like this, just saying words for 10 seconds, no one's going to click on it, right? As opposed to like, if there's a transition and some like pops here and there, they might, or, you know, pack openers probably a little bit easier, but
yeah, back then it was easy. You just had a thumbnail and a title, but now it's like you have the third thing to consider is they're going to preview the video before clicking. So if it looks boring, they're just going to skip it. You know what I mean? Unless they're super intrigued with the topic, which is like that's how you maintain a community. You know what I mean? But it's like, that's not how you like expand into like a broader audience, which I'm sure every YouTuber's goal is that eventually.
Yeah. I got hypnotized once by a woman whispering Pokemon card names.
We've all been there.
There's some interesting
We've all been there.
videos out there. I've definitely seen some good ASMR ones with like binders and stuff, where they're like zipping them, unzipping them, slipping cards in. Like you just hear like all of this.
Yeah, there's a TikTok I saw a bit ago where it was like all cutesy. It's for girls mainly. So it was all like cutesy pink stuff and a bunch of like stickers and everything. It was a binder, and I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. They found their like subcategory of like girl Pokemon collectors that they get. And it's like, it's cool to me that there's so many just niches and categories that are popping up, which it's something you can learn from.
I'm the opposite. I feel like I want to put my phone in my pocket and listen. I'm kind of like that. Like at work, I listen to a lot of podcasts. Yeah. Well, they're technically YouTube videos, but I just have them on and I'm not really watching that closely, but I just am listening to the audio in the background.
Yeah.
So one of my other questions I had was, do you have a favorite video that you worked on so far? It doesn't have to be Pokemon related. It could be in general, or maybe one from Pokemon and one from another genre.
Yeah, so I'd say my favorite to do in general was, it would definitely have to be a PokeRev video because I'm more involved in those than other ones.
Wait. Sorry to interrupt. So when you first started with him, reels and shorts and stuff weren't really a thing, were they?
They were.
Oh, they were.
They were just popping up, and like people didn't even know how they were gonna get paid. Like,
but were you editing shorts for him at the time, or was it just the longer form, like 20-minute?
It was both.
Okay.
We did shorts and long form. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the question?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
so,
you're good.
Favorite video you worked on? You said it was a
Rev video. It would have to be a Rev video, and it would be one of the ones I filmed because, like, I don't know, it's just more fun. The Costco guys one was cool, but it wasn't my favorite. I'd say my favorite was this one's actually on Ryan's channel. It's one of his most viewed videos. It's where he moved houses and he did his U-Haul video. And he was like, this is a $50,000 U-Haul truck worth of Pokemon cards. And that was fun because I filmed it. One of my friends was there too. So we were just like hanging out. And another one would be the first 3-way like pack battle with Pokevault, Ryan, and Rev. They went to a card shop, did like a battle of like, they just bought a bunch of things and whoever got the best pulls wins, and the loser has to get like egged and flour dumped on them. So that was pretty fun watching Ryan get wrecked. Sorry for the spoiler, but it was pretty funny.
That's awesome. I want to dive into. I want to get your advice for like. So I know Son of Merc was commenting on it a little bit, but I want to get your advice for newbies to editing. Like, what's your number one editing tip for beginners or someone who wants to edit their own videos or maybe do it for others in the future? Like, because you were getting into some complex things about like understanding like how videos transition and just like the different elements of a video. But if someone's just starting out, like, what do you think is like a must-have or a must-do?
Well, I guess like my question would always be is like, what level are you with like editing? Like, can you do like pop-ups? Can you do subtitles? Or is like, you don't even know how to do that? But like, let's say you have.
Yeah, they have like some experience on like CapCut or something. Like they know how to add, transitions or text and things like that.
So literally, if that's your extent of editing and you're not planning on making the next Jurassic Park, you're fine. You don't have to start like digging through effects and like going into the rabbit hole of learning the program. Because you can learn a few things on a program, like After Effects or Premiere Pro. You can learn a few things like how to cut, sound effects and that. But you don't have to go into the deep end and learn how to like color grade and all that and do effects and like 3D. Just learn the basics and then learn how a YouTube video functions and works. The best way, in my opinion, post 10 videos, see which one does better. Study it. Why did it do better? Did I say something in the beginning that was more interesting, or how did I pace the video? Are people sticking around for longer? Just learn the stats and learn how to play around them. You know what I mean? Because if every video you improve on something you did before, you're just going to get to a point where it's like every video is doing better than the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just literally learn the basics of just what makes a good video a good video.
I've definitely heard a tip similar to that, where it's like just trying to make each video like 1% better than the last. And
I think it was Sir Jimmy Donaldson himself. See, the thing is, it's like you also learn a lot of these things through like watching other people. Like Jimmy gives away a lot of good information like publicly, where it's like I learned a few things where it's like he's like, oh, this is kind of like something we do and blah blah blah. But it's like I can't really implement that because I'm not Mr. Beast and I don't have Mr. Beast connects at YouTube. So it's like it doesn't really apply to me, and it probably doesn't apply to 99.999% of other YouTubers. But it's like I learned a lot of things through working with this channel called LankyBox, which does Roblox content, where you would think like, oh, how does any Roblox content implement like any other video? But it's like I learned retention. I learned that, I know I said color grading isn't that important, but it's still another factor where it's like if you're making content for like kids, for example, you want kids to watch, turn the brightness of the colors up like crazy, saturate it, because that's what kids like. They don't like dull colors. They want to like have dopamine rushing through their 3-year-old brains all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, and also another thing is, someone said this, they're like, if you're watching your YouTube video and you want to make it better, pretend like you're a 5-year-old with severe ADHD, and every second that you get bored, watch it, say, why did I get bored? And either cut it out or redo it to the point where it's like you can watch it without getting bored every second. That's like super nitpicky, right? But it's like, if you can get that down for the first 30 seconds and you can just hook the person on your like end point, you're pretty much good. You're going to get that 1 million view plus video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely think the hooking people in is like one of the hardest things, because everyone has like something good to say, I feel like, and maybe everyone doesn't have like a super big personality, but the intro to a lot of videos, especially long form in my experience, is like tough to get. You really have to, at that point, you usually have an audience where people are recurring viewers and want to just like watch everything you do. But the short form stuff, you definitely have to be like kind of explosive and popping in people's face. But
yeah.
Okay. What about like, so we said editing tips. What about like camera or equipment or anything? Or do you think people can just start with their phone and just go from there?
Start with your phone. It's literally the easy. Dude, most of the times I bring like a cool camera to shoot, I'm like, I'm gonna just use my phone. Like, you know what I mean? It's there's no point in bringing like spending thousands on a camera unless that gets you motivated. Like I know some people spend like $5,000 on a camera and they're like, this is what's gonna get me out and about doing things. Which I get that. It's like a fun way to like use your motivation to like make content and stuff like that. But
I mean, if you're recording the videos with the $1,000 camera or $5,000 camera and editing it and all that stuff, then I could see it. But I always overspend on shit and never use it. And I'm like, dude, why did I buy that?
Dude, my entire setup is overspent, bro. I have soft boxes, bro. I have like a whole mic. I have a DSLR set. Like, I don't even stream, bro. Like, why do I have all this?
Yeah, no, so I have so much random stuff. I have all these random tools, bro. I mean, this is actually kind of crazy. I have a neck mount.
I have the same neck mount, bro. I don't know where it is, but I have the same neck mount.
Literally, you clip this on, like.
No,
and what's funny,
that thing,
I've never used it for like an actual piece of content. I've used it to open up packages from people to make like hold my phone so that I'm like, is this legitimate? You know?
Yeah.
But it's just funny because I bought it for like, oh, I'm gonna wear this at conventions or something and like walk around, and it's like, bro.
Dude, the only piece of tech that I'm like, I really, really want is the Meta glasses, dude. Those are sick. I want those so bad.
They're not too. I mean, they're expensive, but they're not too bad. They're like $350.
You're getting Ray-Bans, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ray-Bans are like $150.
Exactly, like $150 to $200, depending on like the color and model. But you're getting a great deal. It's a sick piece of technology. I love it.
Yeah, they're just a little bit thick, but they still look fine.
You know what I mean? We'll make do with the glasses cameras for now. I'd rather.
All right. So, what about software for? Because I'm assuming most people at this point are using CapCut. That's just. But like for beginner, intermediate, expert, I know you mentioned Adobe Premiere Pro, but like, what do you think software-wise for someone just starting out and someone who's maybe done it for a couple months? They've done 10 videos and they want to like take on more responsibility.
Yeah, I think that like my point with the whole like equipment stuff kind of translates to that too. It's like you really only like, especially in this kind of content space where it's like you don't have to do many effects to like stand out or like do good. So it's like just learn like the most easy program, which is CapCut nowadays, because like when I was first starting off, it was Premiere, After Effects, Sony Vegas, Final Cut, and then iMovie. And iMovie was like pretty much the iMovie and Movie Maker were pretty much the CapCut of this generation. So I only had to, so I started off with Final Cut only because I had a MacBook and I couldn't afford Adobe back in the day. So then I got a PC and then I pirated Adobe, which I'm not promoting it, but you might as well. And then I learned, the only reason I even got Adobe is because I wanted to do like montage style editing, and effects is like the whole point of montages. So I really had to like learn the programs and the effects and stuff. But like my route of getting into it is very niche and different than like your average person who just wants to learn video editing. So I guess my experience isn't a good example, but saying just get CapCut, learn the basics, you're fine. You know what I mean? No, if you really want to get into it, get Premiere and After Effects, because personally to me, I think that those are the best. It has a lot of like third-party support and all that stuff. But yeah,
that's good to know. I would say the takeaway for anyone watching from someone who has edited PokeRev, the biggest Pokemon content creator, is edited for Mr. Beast, one of, if not, I think he is the biggest YouTuber in the world.
Yeah.
Start cheap. You don't need expensive equipment. Use your phone. Just start. I feel like that's what we're hearing is like, just start doing it. You will over time get better. You can't buy all this equipment if you don't know how to use it or implement it in any like meaningful way.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, like Mr. Beast started literally just having a webcam and counting from 1 to 100,000. So it's like, if that works, trust me, anything works as long as you actually put your mind to it and try to do something. Because everyone gives up after 3 videos. They're like, oh, I didn't get like 10,000 views. You're not gonna probably for the next few months unless you commit to something and try to improve every video. So
yeah, like, and I mean, that's kind of why I started the lives, was because I was like, dude, it's going to be painful to do these. Like, it's much easier when I have a guest because I can actually write questions and go back and forth. But the solo ones have been so brutal where it's like my throat gets all dry. I'm like, I'm running out of things to talk about, but I'm just like forcing myself to do it so that I get comfortable, like just putting, because ultimately you have to start somewhere and you're not going to get to where you want to be if you don't keep plugging away at it. You can't just do 2 videos and expect like, or maybe you do have that format. Like maybe you get a Pat format or a Scott's PC format that just like that first one, you can just keep replicating it. But most of the time you're going to have to keep kind of experimenting, I feel like, till you find what works. For me, I feel like I have a lot of like creative ideas, but then when it comes to implementing them, they come out so shitty where I'm like, dude, I thought about like a good idea, but I have no idea how to implement it on the back end. Of, like,
it happens often.
Stuff.
Yeah. It happens a lot to me as well. I have a cool idea and I'm like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where can I buy a personality?
Dude, you don't even need a personality. Let me just tell you.
Yeah. I think if you just start, like over time, you'll become more comfortable. And my advice would be like, start doing it in environments and with people or topics that you do truly enjoy, that you could like get passionate about. Like I'm thinking of bringing Pokemon card packs like with my friends and I when we go camping, which is going to be really awkward for me to bring up, but they all know I do this. Yeah. And I'm just like, I love camping. And so I should try to like implement it into content if I could, or even like get myself to squeeze out an extra video just from like being in a place I want to be.
Yeah, and stuff like that is good practice too, because it's like it makes your brain start working like, all right, what kind of content can I make in the woods? And if you can come up with something in the woods, I'm sure you can come up with something in your own studio.
Bro,
you know what I mean? So it's like,
my friend literally, I'll have to tell him that I brought it up, but so I'm not going to go deep into the story, but essentially him and his girlfriend came back from a long backpacking trip, and they both quit their jobs from New York. They moved back to Seattle. And she ended up going back to work right away. But he was like pretty much stay-at-home boyfriend, was like making her coffee and cooking and shit. And he started recording videos of him cooking on his walk outside of their apartment. And bro, within like the last 2 months since he started, he's at like 10K on Instagram, and he's like gone to like restaurants locally and like cooked in their back of their kitchen with them and made videos.
Hey, yeah, that's sick.
And he started bringing the walk camping with him. Like when they go camping, he has like POV videos of him cooking, and it's so dope. Where I'm like, this is exactly what it's all about. Like being able to find something that you enjoy doing, and just leaning into it, and doubling down. But
yeah, and the thing was with like stuff like that is they come out at like the most random times. Like you least expect it. Like my most viewed video on YouTube, I think, has like 4 million views. It's a short, and it's me going up to this vending machine. So I was walking at the mall. I saw this vending machine with Pokemon cards. I'm like, wow, those prices are ridiculous. So I pull out my phone and I start filming. I'm like, this would be kind of a cool video. Like I want to showcase the ridiculousness of like the prices and how everything is. So I did that, and like I didn't even think about it. I didn't pre-plan to go into that mall and find that vending machine, and I didn't go into the mindset of just like, oh, I'm gonna go to make content. Like content comes to you at the most random times, and those are the ideas that just work. And it's weird because you would never in a million years think that, because you work so hard on these other videos that you think are gonna blow up, but they just don't. So I don't know. It's really weird. I think pretty much same thing probably happened to Pat with should I open it or keep it sealed? Like he just did it because he thought it was like a funny video with like a jingle or whatever, and then people are like, wait, hold on now, this is catchy.
Yeah, I was not a fan of it at first, like when I first heard it, but as I heard it more and more, I was like, all right, this is like
same, bro. I was like,
sticky, bro.
This. And
it's sticky. Like it's the one sound. If you were to think of any sound bite in the Pokemon space, it's the one that you're gonna think of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty crazy. All right, let's go. Favorite underrated editing tool, if there is such a thing. Or maybe maybe underrated part of like the editing process, like something that you think you do that makes it a lot easier for you.
Okay, so
complicated like After Effects or Adobe.
Yeah, okay, so this is one thing I think it will save everyone so much time, and maybe this isn't even like a crazy tip. This maybe just be very common knowledge, and I'm just like making it hype for no reason. But when people like cut videos, they strictly, for some reason, I noticed they look at the visuals, where it's like, dude, if you're just trying to cut out dead time, just look at the waveform. You don't even have to watch the video. Just cut. You already know where the dead time is, right? So instead of just watching the video, let's say the video is like an hour 50 long vendor POV, right? Instead of just watching an hour 50, just cut where there's no talking. And that saves hours from people's like workload. And they just like don't realize it until they start doing it actively. And they're like, wow, I'm already done cutting this video. Now I just have to do the effects and I'm done.
No, that's super solid advice, because then you wouldn't have to watch through the whole video to find the parts you want to take out. You could just, because like the likelihood that you're taking something out with no sound that is like a useful piece of content, I feel like is very, very low.
It's low, and you can just quickly skim through it. You know what I mean? Just like put your cursor over it, see if he shows anything or says anything, which most of the time he doesn't. But you know, you can just double check, triple check, whatever, and it would still be way quicker than just watching every second of the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a good piece of advice. What do you think makes an edit? I think we kind of touched on this already, but what do you think makes an edit go viral or stick with audiences?
I mentioned like the hook and everything, but I also think it's the aspect of just ASMR, which people don't really consider a lot. They just look at like it in a very different way. They watch it and they're like, oh, why this video do good? Is it because of the jingle? Like, yeah, it's because the jingle, but it's like a million other people try to replicate the jingle and it's not good and it doesn't work.
There's a lot of jingles now.
So what else? So what does make the video good? It's just ASMR and just how everything is pieced together. It's literally just everything about like just making your brain like what you're seeing and addicted to it. And that's how you start.
It's Pat's thumbs, actually. His thumbs are looking crazy, bro.
That's a quick back take. You're like, wait, hold on now. No.
What's up, Quilly? Good to see you. Quilly will be coming on the streams in 2 weeks, I think, which will be fun.
Hey, shout out Quilly.
Okay, so we pretty much covered editing, I think, in its entirety.
Mm-hmm.
or at least to the entirety that I wanted to cover it. If anyone in the chat has more questions for Axie, just drop it in the chat. But I wanted to get your take on, like, do you still interact? I saw you had a stack of slabs in your hand. So do you still interact with the market a lot, or are you still...
Not as heavy. And honestly, it's a lot of FOMO, where it's like, dude, I sold most of my stuff before like the most recent boom. So it's like, it happens every time to me, and it gets me into a mood where it's like, I'm not touching Pokemon ever again. But it reels me back in. But it's like the slabs I had in my hand were actually Dragon Ball.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on, maybe I can.
Fusion World.
You like Fusion World?
I would not anymore, but I mean, it's not that I don't like it. I just don't. Before I got into Pokemon, I was doing DBS and Fusion World as well.
Oh, Masters?
Yeah, I was doing Masters at the time. That was when the Awakened Power was like 10K in a PSA 10.
Oh my God, the good old days.
April 2021, I think.
Yeah, these are
damn boy,
like my baby.
Oh yeah, the cereal.
420 cereal.
Yeah.
This is sick. I don't know. These are my babies. I don't really want to sell them, like, honestly.
Yeah, so I guess I know you also have been getting into the animation art too.
Yes, dude. I'm so happy you asked about it.
Dude, have you talked to Radar about it at all? Because I know he's another.
Of course. Dude.
Transition from Pokemon.
I got him his most recent piece.
Oh, the Kamehameha.
Yeah, because I hit up this very old collector through email, dude. Oh my God, like getting into like the whole rabbit hole. This is insane. So pretty much, okay, let me get into like what these things are. So let me. I'll show you through my binder.
For anyone who doesn't know what we are talking about, you can purchase both. There's different. You can explain it, but there's different types of drawings and animation art that you can purchase from the original production of pretty much any animation, but Dragon Ball is definitely one of the best.
Not digital animation. Not
right. Hand painted, hand drawn.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we got Mr. Arvin in the chat.
Yo, go to pools. Yo, I'm trying to show these on Arvin, bro. He's not trying to get in with it. This is my most recent pickup.
It's hard to get behind it from me from an investment standpoint, because it's like tough if you don't pick the right scene, I feel like, or
I guess that could be a factor, but a lot of this hobby is taste, and because dude, there might be like an Super Android 17 lover that would pay like 5,000 for this piece, even though nobody else would. You know what I mean? And where else are they going to find this piece other than in my collection? Right. So I can charge them whatever the hell I want if they're super desperate. So even if you get like scenes that aren't as interesting, you could still make a decent amount back on it as an investment. You know what I mean? Like, I even bought like a first season SpongeBob.
Damn.
Yeah.
Bro got the Krabby Patty formula, bro.
Yeah, nah. But these are, I mean, I have a screenshot of a buy. Do you know what buy is?
Yeah, I've used buy.
Yeah, of a buy order through Yahoo JP, where 10 years ago, a cell of Cell and Gohan, I love saying Cell of Cell, but it went for like 1,500 or 15,000 yen. I forgot which one it is, which was like probably like $100 or something.
Right.
And then it recently sold for 10,000. So that's insane.
Yeah.
Growth. You know what I mean? So, and all of these pieces, again, they're pretty much one of one, and finding them is almost impossible because they had to make like hundreds and thousands of these per episode. So every frame for the however many 300,000 some odd frames in an episode. So that's a lot of these things. You would think they're readily available and they're just everywhere. You can buy them for super cheap because there's probably millions made. Most of them were pretty much trashed because they can't keep them in warehouses and just keep buying warehouse after warehouse and just stacking them in. So the important ones got either sold, given out, kept in animators' possessions for 20 plus years. Who knows what happened to like some of the biggest grails of like scenes and stuff. But the ones that came out, like the most recent highest sale, I think, was a Majin Vegeta, which sold for 144,000. It didn't get paid, which is weird, but that kind of set like the price point of like
Well, I
how
know
much a Grail could go for.
a lot of the Studio Ghibli ones are definitely up there.
Those are insane.
Multi 5-6 figure numbers.
If you get a good frame of that key master background, everything has to be like, dude, you could get like 50K, 100K, 200K. Like auctions on Studio Ghibli are insane. And I think those are inherently boosting like sales of Dragon Ball too, because people are like, oh wow, like if Ghibli, which is in its own right an iconic animation studio and almost every movie they've made is like a banger. If theirs are selling for that much, like imagine like when people start discovering that you can buy the Grail Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Kamehameha scene, and like, for example, like Jake Paul finds out about it. You don't think he's going to pay probably like 200K just to have it? That's nothing for him. And when something like that starts happening, the floodgates open.
That's like part of the issue still with that market, or maybe a benefit to people buying it right now, is that it is known about, but it's nowhere near mainstream to where most collectors are not even educated on the fact that they exist or that you could purchase those things.
That's the hard part. And also like just like explaining it to them is also kind of hard, because it's like I went to like this art shop and I was trying to get one of them framed, and somebody came up, they're like, oh, is that a nice signature? I'm like, ma'am, you don't even know what you're
fuck out of my face.
Yeah, like it's hard to explain, but once people start catching on to what it is, I think it's just gonna, because like you can't really put a price on these things. It's only the price of like what I want to sell or Joe.
The other thing too is I think a lot of modern day anime are all animated digitally, so they don't have physical production art pieces as much anymore, to my knowledge.
There's some who still do like sketch type stuff, not the actual cell. Cell is the one with the color and everything, and it looks like exactly like the frame you see, but the sketch is the one beforehand. I'm sure some of them still do. I know like there's some stuff of One Piece, there's some stuff of Dragon Ball Super, but they're all pretty much in the vault, bro. Like I feel like Toei and all these companies, they kind of like learn like if there is production material, this is probably something we're going to sell 30 years down the line and make a massive profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or there's like historic value where they want it.
That's like another thing. Japan is trying to make this a historic artifact, or quote me if I'm wrong. I'm sure somebody can just like look this up, but they're trying to make it so it's like a Japanese like relic, where it's like it's made in Japan, it's history. They don't want it out of the country or being sold. Which is, if that happens, that again, like the rarity of this stuff just skyrockets. So I think there's so much potential in this thing. And again, it's like, would you rather own like a Moonbryon PSA 10, or would you rather own the actual artwork, but like hand-drawn artwork, which obviously it's digital, but imagine there was a hand-drawn artwork of the Moonbryon. Which one would you rather own at the end of the day?
Yeah, man. Marvin asks, what do you think the binder's worth?
Binder's worth?
I think most of the sketches are probably at least 1 to 2K, I'm guessing, no? Or the sketches might be less, but I know the cells are usually. Bro's like, how much have I spent?
Nah, bro, that's hilarious.
The SS4s are pretty dope. I used to not be a big fan of SS4.
Yeah, no. SS4 is one of my favorite. Like this one right here is insane. Like full front Kamehameha. I'd say this is realistically worth like 30, 40K. If I'm just 30, I guess is like the minimum what I paid, but I'm not paying full market price for everything. Or there isn't even a market price. I just think I'm getting a fair
less
deal
than asking price. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like what I could probably theoretically sell it for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Piccolo is the GOAT. Except he's always scrapping with people.
No, Piccolo is the GOAT, bro. Let me show you another one I literally just bought the other day, which I think is one of my biggest grails. Okay. Let me show you. It's on Buy. I gotta load it up.
Oh, you just copped it on Buy?
I just copped it like a few days
Buy
ago.
is such a fun time if you really get into it.
Dude,
I mentioned it in previous streams. My biggest problem was that I would literally set alarms at like 3 or 4 a.m.
Oh yeah, just to catch the bids.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. My app isn't loading. Why? But have you watched Dragon Ball through and through or no?
I have not seen. This is funny. I have not seen every episode of Super, despite knowing like everything that happens. So I do need to catch up on Super. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Heroes, which again, I collected Dragon Ball Heroes for a while, but I think the anime is not as popular. But I need to catch up on Super before they go into like Ultra Ego and like all that other stuff.
Dude, when Dragon Ball comes back, like
Super comes back, that is something people have not been talking about. Is like it's been dormant since like what 2017, pretty much. Besides the movies,
it's still the highest selling anime franchise, I think. Besides like Hello Kitty or like, I think Hello Kitty is like the only one, which I don't really count as an anime franchise.
I think One Piece is probably close, and Naruto maybe, but they're not. I mean, Dragon Ball
nowhere near.
And Gundam maybe is the other one.
Gundam's up there. I think Gundam's above.
Gundam is like,
I'm not sure.
When I saw the revenue for Gundam, I was like, what? It's like
Gundam's, and you can get cells for Gundam, but it's like the thing is the anime made Gundam popular in Japan, and I think it was kind of popular in America. But I think the Gundam figures is what made Gundam what it is.
No, we had Transformers, bro. We're good.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, here's the scene I got.
Go to Pull's offering a couple ponchos for your binder. Oh, this is the thumbs up. Wait, is this when he leaves with Oob?
No, this is pretty much right when he kills Majin Buu. And he's like, and he's pointing to Vegeta. And dude, if you get a manga shot, like that's from the manga, it makes it so much rarer. So this is insane. I'm so happy I have this.
Again, for anyone just learning, I believe there is so the sketches, there's two types of sketches. I think this is something where I should just let you and, Bronamith?
Yeah, he's Brandon. I love him.
Yeah, he has like hundreds of these, but he does, I believe it's Dugas, Gengas are the two types of sketches, and then cells are the hand-painted, but those are kind of like the layerings you have to get to the painted version, but he also has the voice actor scripts, which are super interesting. Those are ones where I've like borderline almost bought a few Naruto ones because I'm just like, bro, this would be sick to have.
Naruto would be sick.
There are sketches of those going around too. I've never seen cells.
Naruto. No, because it's all digital. Naruto's.
Okay.
Sketches you can find.
Yeah. So what'd you pay for that? For the Goku you just flashed?
I'd rather not say because I might want to sell it later down the line.
Yeah. Okay.
But
more than $1,000,
perhaps. But what was I gonna say? Wait, Arvin, I'll give you a few of those for ponchos, not all though. I'd rather give you my brain and heart before I give you those.
He would, but like it would be impossible for him to sell that probably on stream or at a show. It'd be really
you just need to know a few rich people and just sell it on them. Which it sounds crazy when you say it like that, but it's like
you need to know
you're not selling them junk. You know what I mean? It's not like you're trying to scam them.
Yeah,
it's more like you're just educating. Like I sold so many through just like being like, "Hey, you like Dragon Ball?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Check what I have." And they're like, "Whoa! Like I'll pay so much money for this." I'm like, "Okay." Like you know what I mean?
No, and like you said, you might find a collector like I really like Vegito, and like Trunks. I know there's a decent amount of Trunks ones, but Vegito, I don't think there's that many scenes where he's actually in. Like he kind of shows up when I guess it's when he fights Boo, and then it's Gogeta who fights Janemba. I can't remember. Yeah. I know I saw you had a Janemba or a Gogeta cell.
Let me pull that out. So Gogeta's one of the rarest characters in the entire show because he's only on screen for 90 seconds.
In the movie?
In the movie. So if you want a Gogeta, bro, like one of my friends just bought actually it was Brandon. He bought a Gogeta, which was listed for 40K. I don't know how much he bought it for, but just to put it out there, it was 40K listed. I'm sure you got a good price on it. But to get any type of good Gogeta, you got to spend like upwards of like 20K, like to get a face shot clear. Like my friend has Eric, keyframe collector. He has like the main shot of Gogeta, like the first frame of Gogeta that appears, where he's just standing there and it's like the music's playing and all that. That's an insane grail. I have no idea how much you paid for that, but like something like this is more of like an affordable Gogeta, which honestly to me is like funny because I just really want to sell it and get a better Gogeta. But for someone who's just getting into like the scene, this would be like a great pickup. For just, you know what I mean? And then there's other rare characters would be Majin Vegeta. He's a fan favorite. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, another fan favorite. Anything from the episode where Goku turns Super Saiyan That's insane. Can you explain the difference between all these like Cell, Dialga, Gengar? Yeah, so a Gengar is pretty much the first step to the animation process. They kind of let me give you an example.
Yeah, show them up close what one of the sheets looks like.
Yeah.
So I believe, Arvin, I don't know exactly, but I believe the first sketch is like, they'll have like edits and like hand-drawn. Yeah, so if you can see, can you show like the bottom right a little bit more? Yeah, so you can see there's like words written in kanji, I believe, and then, you know, move this here, edit this a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know the specifics of it, but that's my understanding. And then I think they do
the shading and all that, like,
yeah. And then the Duga is maybe the next layer where it's like a clean version of the sketch, possibly.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I have a Duga. That one doesn't have the Duga. I say Dialga, which is I know a lot of people.
It might be. I don't know.
Duga, but Dialga is just what I started saying.
So for anyone watching still who's into Pokemon, there are Pokemon Gengas and Dugas out there, I believe. I've seen.
Yeah, there are.
So
there are. I had a few come through my hands.
Pokemon animation art could be.
They're pretty rare, dude. Anything Pokemon is insanely rare. Let me show you these other ones. So pretty much a Duga is like the second sketch after the Gengar. I don't have a proper one on me. Oh, here it is. So this is like where it's pretty much fully done and it just has the frame number. So this is a Duga. And then sometimes they have like, these two that I'm showcasing right now, the Trunks and the Cell are my friends. So these aren't mine, just FYI.
Okay, so that is another layer of a Duga?
No, so this is just the layer correction. So if, for example, the Gengar doesn't look up to par, they do this. They layer this type of paper over it and they draw over it and be like, you got to fix this, this, and that. And it's see-through, so you can see like where you made the mistake.
Can you show them the back of one of the cells? Because I know when I saw Brandon show it, I think they paint them from the back, which is super insane. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how they do it. But
so they're painting it backwards, essentially.
So this is a layout.
Oh,
so this is a pan layout. So you see how, like, you see the square in the middle? Mm-hmm. That's where the frame is pretty much. So that's kind of showing the camera frame and how it's going to move from here to here. Panning.
That's like wider than the other shots.
Yeah. So let me put these to the side. Make sure they're good. I'm sending these out tomorrow. I went to Japan to buy a bunch of stuff.
You just went recently?
Yeah, I just came back from Australia because I was in Japan. And I was just stopping by to see my girlfriend. Well, I was in Japan with her, but you know what I mean. But I went to go get some cells and some sketches, and I got a bunch of stuff for my friends.
Boys moving.
Yeah, dude, I love Japan. I'm probably gonna go again, like very soon.
Yeah, I've only been once, but I have nothing but good experiences when I went.
No, Japan's fire. Let me pull out a cell. Let me do my ability. So this is probably my best one, in my opinion, because it's huge, like compared to my head. Like it's an actual giant painting. So the back, like that.
Yeah, that looks crazy.
It's insane. Like, how do you even do that?
Yeah, so they paint it. They sketch over it with the black line work first, or maybe they paint it. I don't know. I have no idea.
Frame number.
That's nuts, man. Wait, do you have a YouTube plaque?
Yeah, that's Rev's.
Oh, it's Rev.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, you can keep this, bro.
No, you can have multiple.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can order some for your like team. That's what it's called. Like order for your editors, designers, all that.
Damn.
So that's that for now. And then I wanted to show you one more thing when it comes to Dragon Ball. Because obviously I like Dragon Ball more than Pokemon. So these are rated manga.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into these before I got into cells, which is cool and all, but I wish I spent that money on cells. Let me show you this one. No, not that one. This one. This is the first volume of Dragon Ball in Japanese. And it's the first print of it too. So
First print, first issue, or first volume.
Yeah, 1985. Like, this is pretty much where the world fully got invested into Dragon Ball. Because obviously there's one more predecessor to this would be the V-Jump issue of that week, of that year, which the first chapter of Dragon Ball was put into the magazine. But if you're talking about actual physical, like Dragon Ball, like merch, like book, this would be it. And then this is first appearance of Super Saiyan Goku, first print. These are great quality, by the way. A 9.4, and then this being an 8 is insane.
Yeah, I've only seen lower. I mean, I've seen what's his name, Grail Monster. He has like the highest grade ones, but he's
I can't compete with them.
6 years. Yeah.
No. But it's like, honestly, I was thinking like, because this is my first time grading a manga, so I didn't know how.
You graded that one yourself?
This one I graded myself. I sourced it from Japan, and I was like, it was funny as heck because my Pokemon plug from Japan, who I bought a bunch of Japanese from, I'm like, can you find this for me? And he's like, yeah. So he found it. He looked through it, looked legit. And then he sent it to me, and I got it graded. And I was like, dude, this is going to get like, it's clean, but I think it's going to get a 6. Because I don't know, like a pristine book to me is like fresh out the print. So I'm comparing it to like that. But it got an 8, which I was like, let's go. And then,
how much do you think that's worth? Because that's got to be at least, I'm guessing, a few thousand.
I'd say I wouldn't let it go for less than 3,000 personally. I don't know the actual market price on it, but I'd rather keep it. You know.
Yeah. No rush to sell.
Same thing with the sells. It's like if I don't sell them now, I'll just sell them for like twice the amount later.
Yeah, that's the one nice thing is like if you're really a collector at heart or like enjoy them, you don't mind sitting on them for a long time, and they're very scarce. So,
yeah, I mean, collect what you like. I'm done with these. Are like the only graded Pokemon cards I have. I have a little stack here, which is like nothing compared to like what Go to Pose has.
Hey, comparison's the thief of joy.
We work with what we got.
Some level X's though.
Yeah, no, this is a cool one. Probably never seen this one.
I don't think I have.
It's an Advent Arceus.
Oh. Was that like one of the blister promos or something?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a Japanese one, and it's like an Advent Arceus.
I think it is. Let me see. Advent of Arceus.
Beginning Japanese Door Hollow.
Promo. It's like a movie. This is where that insane Pikachu came from, too. Oh, wait. No, this isn't. Huh. Maybe it's just from the set.
It's not, bro. It has a stamp.
What?
I don't know where this is from. Let me see. It's like I've tried to sell this card before, but nobody wants it. And I'm like, you know what? If nobody wants it, I want it. So
I'm going to share my screen just to show. This is what I thought you were saying it came from. Oops. This, I don't know if you've ever seen this. It has the Pikachu level X.
Ash's Pikachu, I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, for the movie Advent of Arceus. But I think they had an actual like set for this too. This one, DPT.
Did they?
I think they have a Japanese set for it. I think it might just be a Platinum Arceus set in Japanese. But $1,100 sold out.
Jeez.
Okay, we'll wind down here. Appreciate you again coming on. It's
of course.
It's been a good time.
Yeah,
yeah. So I guess I was gonna ask you what's your favorite card right now, and are you buying or selling anything? But it sounds like you're just coasting with your Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I mean, if I could have any card, it would probably be the Crystal Zard in a PSI 10. Like that's probably a grail that like I'll buy eventually. You know what I mean?
You theoretically could afford it if you sold your binder plus mangas, but that would be tough.
I could also theoretically afford a very nice car if I sold that. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like comparing like I could have this, but I could have that. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. To me, I'm just collecting what I like so far. Yeah. And if I get rich enough to start buying Crystal Charizards, I'll get to that.
Cool. You said I'm still behind, but we got to keep this production art stuff quiet until I can get a few Hunter x Hunter and Naruto pieces, please.
Dude, you can get some insane Hunter stuff from the original, not the 2011 remake.
I think Brandon's put a decent amount up for sale before.
Yeah, he buys a bunch, like bulk, and then he just sells them. But
Sells
You
what he
can
doesn't
find them.
want.
You can just get on Buy, bro, Yahoo. You're gonna print.
Yeah. Jake asks, "Are you coming to Card Party West?"
When is that?
I think it's October. Jake, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's October. The Seattle one, I know.
Maybe if something for me pops up there, I'll go. Because usually I just go to these places if like Rev and Ryan are going. But if they're not, it's like not much for me to do.
Hey, bro, you got a place to stay if you need over here.
Hey, oh, is it in Seattle?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh, she.
That's why I'm going for the first time ever, because I'm just like, bro, I can't. There's no way I could skip on it if it's 20 minutes from it.
I'm actually curious how the card party is now because it's like way more mainstream. Because Pat wasn't as big as he was before.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be big.
I
First weekend, October 3rd.
I'll see. If I don't know, I might go just Friday. To like see Arvin and them.
Yeah. Jake says he would love Samurai Champloo cells. I believe they have those as well.
They got those. I saw some on Yahoo recently.
Yeah. Cooley said, Bai's so much fun. Someone hasn't been scammed yet, relentlessly yet.
Dude, I'm sorry if that's happened to you, but I've had nothing but great. Oh, wait, let me not say that before I get my cell in hand, bro. Please.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
No, we good. Okay, but I haven't had any bad experiences with Bai so far. Like, I have, like, I can go through my history. I was buying, like, loose Japanese packs that had hits in them. So I was like,
Quilly, I'm curious what you bought from there that was inauthentic or got scammed on.
Yeah, first CP was a vibe, bro.
Yeah. I just watched that one maybe a year and a half ago. I was trying to get through a lot of the shorter length animes that were like really well rated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you watched Made in Abyss?
No, I had a huge list for a while, and that was on my list, but I deleted the list because I was like, bro, this is unattainable. I have like 100 anime on this.
Dude, that happens.
Right now I'm watching just casually, I'm watching Frieren on Netflix, which is she's like an elf mage. It's pretty high rated. It's like a 9.4 or something on whatever people rate their anime on. And then I'm watching Naruto with my girlfriend, which is like the most amazing experience I've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
She's watching it for the first time. And yeah, she's on Shippuden already, and it's pretty fun.
Dude, I tried to get my girlfriend to watch Naruto, and like we were until where like Gaara started attacking the village and him and Naruto was fighting in the first season or whatever. And after that, I was just like, dude, anime this old is paced so poorly. I think I'm just gonna like go to sleep.
Well, that's why I was happy she watched like the whole. I mean, I would watch it over there with her when I'd go over there, but she watched most of it by herself. And then when it's Shippuden now, she like doesn't want to watch it without me. So I'm like, yeah.
No, I feel that.
Okay. Wind down questions. Let's see. Again, if anyone has questions for Axie, put it in the chat. Let's see. Where do you see Pokemon card content headed in the next 1 to 3 years? Like, what types of videos do you think we'll see? I know we talked about like vendor POVs and pack openings still seem to be like the most watched, but do you see any changes coming, or do you think it will just become more kind of like we were talking about, like more refined in terms of just pack opening isn't enough unless you have the personality for it? Now you got to do the jingle, the this, the that.
Yeah, so I think with Pokemon, it's very hard because even now, like if you point like a Fortnite gun to my head and be like, come up with ideas, I probably sit there and like smile at you because I couldn't come up with anything. But it's genuinely so hard. And it's like good ideas. When you get a good idea, then you're like, dude, this is going to cost so much money. Because Pokemon is one of those things where you have to spend money, or else you're like just a commentating page where it's like,
right.
They do good where it's like community wise, but you're not going to be the next big like commentator, like Moist Critical doing Pokemon videos. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to be mainstream. You have to adapt to the new meta. And it's whoever pretty much falls off. Because like, for example, like the way Rev came up is he got in at the perfect time where it's like Leonhardt was kind of falling off. And there was like a missing seat at the table. Where it's like they needed someone fresh, someone new who understands the meta, and we ran it. You know what I mean? But eventually when Rev stops doing like Pokemon content, or like, you know, he starts winding down and he's like, I'm just going to focus on, you know, my kids and stuff. There's going to be the next guy who starts doing exactly what he's doing, just content, and just kind of evolves it in their type of way. Where it's like, I still think, like, dude, I still don't know why people aren't like fully going in on live streaming vendor stuff. Like live streaming stuff goes crazy all the time. People get clips. Try to go live at conventions. Be a personality. Don't just try to be like, hey, you want to do 90% coin flip? Like, you know what I mean? There's enough go to pulls going around for me not to watch. Like, why would I watch like Bobby, whatever the hell, where I could just watch go to pulls?
Right.
You know what I mean? What do they offer from the same exact content that Arvin is doing that I'd want to go stick with them? Unless it's like, oh, he's like a new streamer. I'm going to just go be in his community and so we can talk and it becomes parasocial. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to be very creative in the space and just try to like take what's working and just mix it in your own type of way. Just how I said with the live streams, I think.
Well, bro, I think Coop just crossed 1 million on YouTube, and he has like 600K on Insta. And
dude,
bro, he had 2,000 followers when I first found him on Instagram, and I was like, this guy's like cool, like because he's doing like, you know, friendly stuff or whatever. And then I checked back and I was like, oh, he's at 30K. Next time it's like 120K, and now it's like, which I get it, but it's like if you really get your niche and you just like lean into it, double down, like you really can crush. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, and honestly, sometimes like it even blows me away where it's like I look at Coop, I'm like in no like a type of hate sense, I'm like, how? Like, you know what I mean? It's insane like how like the smallest things, even if you put like not 100% effort in, it just clicks and people love it.
The way I see it for him, because I don't think, again, I'm talking as someone who is not doing nearly as much work as he is, but he doesn't really have like the craziest personality, you know?
Yeah, he's very chill.
But he's like almost like contrarian, where like you were talking about every vendor, oh, let me get 90% this, I'll pay you 70% this. He's literally giving people shit. And then it got to a point where other people were giving him stuff to give to people.
Yeah.
So like it almost, was kind of, I think he was fixing the part of the hobby that everyone has been dreading, which is kids can't get product. Nobody can get product. But he was sort of giving people, I think he was, because when you vend those types of shows, the kids are definitely out of place where they feel like uncomfortable or it's like really overwhelming. And so for him to give them a free slab, their first slab or something, I'm sure it's like, that's when you'd get like the Facebook moms and stuff who are like, this is the sweetest video. This is what's like
the best thing ever.
Yeah. So.
No, there's always a role to fill, and Coop's the good guy right now.
Yeah. Right now.
He's gonna have his heel arc.
Yeah, he's gonna have his villain arc. Yeah. Are you, last couple of questions. Are you still like looking to expand your work with other creators? I know you kind of touched on it. Are you happy where you're at right now with like workload and stuff? Or do you think if like another opportunity popped up, because honestly, the thing I thought that was kind of funny is like, if Rev ever stops making stuff, like whoever the next Rev is, if it's Pokevault or Ryan or whoever, like you'll always have a job. I feel like if you need to, because your resume is good.
Yeah, for sure. So I always want clients. I feel like you can never have enough clients. It's like saying, who doesn't want infinite money? I mean, I'll take on 1 million clients,
right?
But it just has to be like someone who obviously appreciates my work, because I know a lot of people, I give them a price and they're like, what the hell? But it's like, you know what I mean? You get the best of the best when it comes to quality of video. You get the best of the best when it comes to actually knowing what works and doesn't work and understands the YouTube niche more than any other Pokemon editor. Yeah, there's editors who know these things and work better than me and have nicer yada bigger profile, but they don't know Pokemon. You know what I mean? So even if you go hire Mr. Beast's head editor right now, he's going to literally just look like a deer in the headlights because he has no idea what the community is about, what people like, market. So it's very rare to have like someone who knows everything. So when I give these people my prices, they're like, what the hell, it's not worth it. So I really appreciate clients who understand what I'm doing for them. And it's not just like a one-way street where it's like they're paying me and I'm so evil. We're literally building a brand together to the point where it's like, I'm sure if you blow up and make $10 million off YouTube, I'm taken care of eventually in getting a sense of like, we built a friendship and we're good. You know what I mean? So it's not like a fully transactional thing where it's like.
I think that is a really good point, that it's not like there's like trust on both sides for like making it work. And it is kind of a relationship, or if it's like an ongoing thing, if it's not just like a one time.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, dude, I have a agency, I have a whole team behind me. I can take up as many clients. So if you're looking for a video editor, it's not, I'm just kidding.
Hey, the plug.
Nah. But no, I'm like, dude, if you can find me a client, I'll pay you like a percentage of like the first month. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll get all the clients. I'll take them all.
The Axie pyramid scheme is in full effect. You heard it here first. No, I'm kidding. Definitely reach out. I feel like even if people just have questions about editing, they should learn from the best, because again, you can say, like, someone could say like, oh, that price isn't worth it. But if PokeRev is doing it and other people are doing it, like, clearly, even when PokeRev wasn't that big back then, like, he clearly found that it was worth it. And so I don't know.
I mean, one thing an editor really eliminates is the doubt factor in your own content, where it's like, dude, you are literally halting your own career in progress when you're just trying to edit, and then you're like, oh, I don't like this video, I don't look good in this video, I don't like the way I sound. And then, dude, there's so many ideas that just get scrapped, deleted, never to be heard of again, because they either A, don't want to edit, they don't feel good about the idea or video and how it's shot, and they're too nitpicky in the editing or whatever it may be. An editor just gets it done where all you have to literally do is post and never think about it again. You know what I'm saying? It eliminates so much workload and just like weight on your shoulders to the point where it's like, it's genuinely worth it if you're trying to make this a career. Or even if you're not trying to make YouTube a career, content is always good to put into like different, like if you have a t-shirt company, make content on YouTube, make the money on the website. Even if YouTube's not paying you great monetization money, you're still making a lot in sales through getting that.
No, even if you're like, people totally underestimate how much, like, obviously the goal is to get probably thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, but like for people who have, like, my friend does real estate, for example, and they make videos or whatever, and their Instagram reels get like 30 or 50 likes or whatever. But like, you could imagine if someone had YouTube videos, even if it got 100 views, if they could convert, if their goal is not views necessarily, if they could convert one person, that's just like more income, more revenue that they wouldn't have had otherwise, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly.
And I feel like it helps you articulate your thoughts too, and just get it out there. And
yeah, definitely. It just gets things done. You know what I mean? Like, and I've seen like the effects of it from like, again, like I've worked with bigger channels that are already big, but it's like when I work with like Rev, work with Goated, work with the High in Heaven guy right now, I literally see just like them getting more clients. Like in the vendor shows, like I can compare like the first vendor show we did with Arvin. It was pretty chill. Like he obviously had a fan base already built, but it's like after we started making consistent videos, people wanted to be at his booth buying just to be in the video. Right. And that's just contributing to sales and sales. They buy his Milky bags with He. Like we only like, oh my God, I said He because I abbreviate High in Heaven to He. That's so hilarious. I said that out loud. But with him, I literally saw him like getting not that many sales, but after he got into the Go to Pulls video, because they did a video first, and that's how I met High in Heaven. To now where he's like, he literally texted me the other day. He's like, yo, I can't believe all these people are coming up to my booth because of the videos we did. I'm like, hey, that's the goal.
He's like being recommended on my Instagram like tough now. Like even if I
Let's go.
No, it's getting out there.
Yeah.
No. Jake says, Axie helped me with the title of one of my videos. There you go.
Hey, oh yeah, I remember that. That was a while ago.
Jake's the homie.
Yeah.
Vendor and buyer POV has replaced pack opener content. Everyone's doing it now. Lots of imitation, no flavor. Yeah, I think I brought this up on one of the past streams where it's like, that's personally why I'm not a huge fan of it. If you can find, again, your niche within it and be the person that does that thing, be the person that does the coin flips, be the person that, you know, I don't know, is the nice guy. Like if you can fill that role, I feel like I understand it, but there is a lot of people who are just playing the imitation game, and like you can see that it's like disingenuous. I feel like and they're still getting views, so I can't hate on them. But for me personally, that's why I only record when I've done vending, because for like a security reason. But
a lot of people do that,
and I don't want to go through the hour of footage. But again, I think you dropped like the best tip, which was any dead space where you're not actually having an interaction with someone. If you have 2 hours of footage or 5 hours of footage, and 2 to 3 hours of that are dead space, or an hour of that even, you've just cut down the amount you have to parse through by like 20, 40, 60%, which is like a super good tip. Axie the man.
What's up, Bella? That's my girlfriend.
Hey, what's up? Okay, last question, and then we'll get out of here. Is, do you have any? Well, I guess I know you have Loot World in the background. So do you have any like projects like that you're secretly working on, or are you still like what's upcoming for you? I guess.
Yeah. So with the Pokemon space, honestly, I wish I had just more time in my day to like dive deep in, because everything I do, I need it to be done very particular. Like, like for example, I was designing like a mystery style bag because Rev kind of inspired me to do it. It's called a Star Pack. And then we took so long on the design, and I was like, dude, if this doesn't look like something that could fly off Walmart shelves, or it doesn't look like candy you want to eat, I don't want it. So we made like, I literally have the first very initial sketch I did on my phone. And then to see it come to life was pretty cool. And then making the logo, I was again like very particular in like how it was finished. And then same with the stream, same with the content, to the point where it's like, dude, I could either be like selling Pokemon full time, or I could just be doing editing. Where it's like at the end of the day, Pokemon is cool, but it's too much, like it's too volatile. The editing, I know I could, just keep doing it until the wheels fall off. So if I'm not like Loot World, it's still like happening. Like I just need to find like the perfect person to do it with, and also just the perfect people to help, because I know it's like with what I know and like the mindset I'm going in and the passion I'm going in, it's like something that will succeed. It just needs the right players. You know what I mean?
No, I think
once that finished, we go.
That is still like a really good, like, I don't want to say humble, but like knowing what you're really, really tuned into, and just being like, I can put this on the back burner for now. This will always be here if and when I'm ready. But like managing both of them at the same time could be detrimental sometimes. And you got to do other stuff outside of content and Pokemon too. You got to see your girlfriend, family, whatever you got to do. Gym, live, do anything else. So
because it's like I know the formula will work, like the way I have it all set up with the company and like the odds and like how to make money. It all makes perfect sense. I've done it and made money. It just takes so long to just like find packs, source cards.
Right.
It's like so much that people don't even know that goes into it. And it's like you also have to keep up with your clients. You got to make sure your credit cards are properly paid, and it's like you're utilizing your money right, you're not overspending, etc. It's just too much to handle when you just sit at a computer all day.
Hey, if you need packs, I know some people that can get you consistent stream of it. But
we could talk about that.
All right,
I'll stream.
But yeah, we'll cut it there. I appreciate you, Daniel.
Yeah, I like
Axie. Again, for anyone not familiar with him, go follow him on Instagram here. It really doesn't get better than this.
Appreciate it.
This is the guy editing the big beasts, Mr. Beast
the
and PokeRev. Yeah.
Big beast.
So appreciate you coming out again, bro.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can do this again soon.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Get a few editors on call this time.
Yeah.
Start picking brains.
All right. Thanks y'all for tuning in, and I'll be back for a solo stream on Thursday. So, yeah, be there.
See you guys.
Peace.